as your boy's sinus infection that I thought was going to leave me has apparently made a second act out of its wonderful movie that it's attempting to screen in my body, which I am not going to let this thing screen. So thank you for your patience this morning as I had to take care of getting a new prescription for this wonderful sinus infection. So, no big deal, just something that affects the voice of someone who is broadcasting for a living. So, very fun. Thank you for your patience here this morning. Happy to be here with you. And much love to everybody who's out there here watching and listening to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and to all of your loved ones as well. So, with that being said, we are inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Cafe Kubal here for you on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street. And of course, and those are all in Syracuse. They're on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-through location in North Syracuse. So make sure you make your way out to Cafe Kubal today. Let them know that Wake Up Call sent you, and try their new menu items, which I'm very excited for everybody to get to see and get to try. So much love and many thanks to the wonderful people led by Matt Goddard over at Cafe Kubal at all of their locations. So definitely go out and support local today. Go get your pumpkin spiced chai. That is my thing, my everyday thing. So make sure you go out there and get that today. A good morning to William Pagan. I'm sad, man. I thought I was going to do the Syracuse tailgate, so I'm sad that you can't make it this weekend. But we will see you soon, and I know we'll have a great time when we get to see each other. So that's Enrique Cruz Jr.'s father, and just a wonderful, wonderful family, and just beautiful people. So. And the only people that can get me to do a shot in recent history, because I don't really drink. So, and I didn't get drunk, I had one. I think it was Jose Cuervo or something. I don't know what they gave me. But Isaac and I were feeling warm up in the press box, I can tell you that much. So, big shout out to Enrique A. Cruz's family and all the beautiful people in that family. So, like I said, we're inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Please, my voice this morning with some things that I've done is going to be okay, but I don't want to strain it. So if it sounds different for a little while, just understand it's sinus infection season. Normally I get mine in like March, but here we are in October. So I'm going to keep doing the best I can here, but I appreciate you being here this morning. Inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin'. The annoying moment of the week will start things off, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt. And we'll jump into LEAD, which is Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver. That's the acronym, LEAD. And this week we're focusing on the topic, you never really know when. And so we'll talk about what that means, presented by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. We'll get into the top dog of the week, where we will be featuring Andre Cisco in my one-on-one conversation with Andre Cisco. I've held on to this one, so coming off the Jaguars' loss to the Texans, we talked about that for a little bit, and then we shifted gears into our conversation about the Syracuse Orange. So Andre Cisco has a message for you, Syracuse student athletes, and you, Syracuse fans. So that information from Andre Cisco is going to come up in the top dog of the week, proudly presented by K9 Camp Dog Daycare and K9 Kampground Dog Boarding, the best short and long-term care for your furry loving friend, in my opinion, in central and upstate New York. And they're right in East Syracuse, right off of Bridge Street, around the corner from one another. The Daycare at 228 Old Bridge Street in East Syracuse, and on 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, the K9 Kampground Dog Boarding. And then we'll finish off the show with an all-new, and I'm very excited for this, an all-new Bobcat Buzz featuring Matt Sweet of the PTA program, Physical Therapist Assistant program. We'll talk about the misconceptions of a physical therapist assistant, the importance of a physical therapist assistant, and how the PTA program is having an extremely successful rate. 100% of those that are graduating from Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse are getting placed in jobs. So you definitely want to check this out, especially if you're looking at healthcare And this degree takes 2 years, if not less, to get the associate's degree and then go out into the workforce. So it's less time, less money for you to spend on your college and get you out in the workforce. And their high success rate is huge. So, great thing when it comes to timing, money, and getting a job. So if you're interested in working in physical therapy, you should definitely get in touch with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse and Matt Sweet and the team. You're going to hear all about it in this new edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership coming up to round out the show around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And you see I'm wearing my Bobcat paw here in appreciation and respect for the Bryant Stratton Bobcats, our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, and our upcoming conversation today with Matt Sweet from the campus of Bryant Stratton College on James Street in Syracuse, New York. So, with all of that being said, it is time to get into our annoying moment of the week. And a big good morning to my mom, best mom out there. Just a truly sweet and wonderful person who came from sweet and wonderful people. I want to, before I get into the annoying moment of the week, today is October 14th, and it's the day that I was supposed to be born. But I was born a week late because, as the doctor told my mom, he's totally fine. He's just really comfortable. I had no desire to leave. Apparently, I knew that, this world's a little crazy. And he said, he's like, your son is fine. He's just kind of hanging out. And my mom told the doctor, I don't care how you get him out of me. Take him out of my ear, but get him out now. And so my mom had a C-section a week after I was supposed to be born, which is why my birthday is October 21st and not October 14th. And here on October 14th is the day that my grandpa went back to heaven. And I don't look at these as somber days. I don't look at these as sad days because you know what? My grandfather, from everything that I know and everything that I was told, has always been an extremely happy person. So he wouldn't want me to sit here today any more than my grandmother would and sulk and be sad and be downtrodden. He would want me to be happy and he'd want my spirits to be up. On a day where I get to honor my grandfather, which I try to do every day, it is vital to me to not spend this day in sadness, to not spend this day in just kind of laying down and feeling awful, but to celebrate his life. And in celebrating my grandpa's life, I am happy to tell you that Thomas Archibald Cavino has so many things he's left this world with. He's left this world with his comedy. He's left this world with his singing voice. He's left this world with his love. He's left this world with his compassion, his empathy, his joy, his forgiveness, his honor, his kindness. I think I said generosity, but if I didn't, generosity, humbleness, faith, desire for goodness. That's what my grandfather has left this world with. And how do I know that? Because I see it in my mom. I see it in my aunt. I see it in myself. And, I see that goodness in my cousins too. So I know that my grandfather's legacy lives on, and I know that he lives on in heaven. And someday I'm going to have the opportunity to see him. And I cannot wait. And now listen, I say that I can't wait, but I want to live to be 100, if not more, right? I want to live as long as I can on this planet, do as much as I can, be the best that I can be before I'm done here. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that the day I get to see my grandpas and my grandmas again, I won't be a very, very happy kid. And I love them dearly. They mean the absolute world to me. And on a day where my grandfather returned to heaven, may we all remember that that's what we're striving for. That earth is just a hotel, right? It's a place what do you do at a hotel? You eat, you drink responsibly, you meet people, you do things, right? But in the grand scheme of things, it's temporary, right? You have to go back home eventually. And my hope is to get back home someday. because I want to see my grandparents. I want to be where they are. And a long, long time from now, but I want to be where they are. And I look forward to the opportunity of being able to do that. So, to my grandpa up in heaven, Papa with the round head that I called him, and Pop Cavino, I want you to know that I will do my best to be here for my mom and be here for my aunt, be here for my cousins. I'll do my best to lead as the oldest male in the family. I will do my best to lead. And I could tell you that my aunt and my mom spread love. I could tell you that my cousin Nico, my cousin Miguel, my little brothers, I call them, they spread love too. And I just ask that you watch over us, you pray for us, and you help us to be the best that we can be. That you work with God to guide us and to guard us, to guide us toward what is good, to guard us from what is not. Grandpa, I love you. And I love you. I can't say it enough. I do. And I will do everything in my power to be the best that I can be. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being my grandpa. Thank you for every memory I have still to this day, 30 years later, that I can literally dial up like nothing. And I pray to God my memory stays strong my whole life. And I hope when I'm 100 years old, I can still sit back and go, I remember what he did. I remember when we went to Wegmans. I remember when he put me up on the table. I remember when he sat with me and did this. I remember when he fell asleep watching TV. I love you. And I could not be more proud to be your grandson. Being your grandson is better than being the grandson of a president, of a king, of an actor or an actress or what, you know what I mean? Being your grandson is one of the greatest honors of my life. Being your grandson automatically makes me feel like I have this I can't even describe this special, beautiful connection. And I love you with everything I got. So Pop Cavino, be with us. Stay with us. Help us all through days like today. And help us to remember all the good and not the negative. Because that's what you are. You always saw the glass half full. Remind my mom of that. Remind my aunt of that. Remind me of that. Remind Nico and Miguel of that. Remind everyone of that. I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to see you again. And I look forward to you keep talking in my ear. I look forward to all the memories we're going to make. I know you're alive. I know you're with me. And I know that you're dancing with Grandma. And beyond all things, I know that you are by my side. And I know we are always working together daily. And that's the coolest thing. And that's how I know heaven is real. Because you've been with me. Ever since you weren't physically here, you've been with me. And when you were physically here, you were with me. So you've always been with me. And you'll always be with me. Remind my mom, my aunt, my cousins of that too. I love you, Pop. God bless you. And hold down the fort up there, okay? Keep being positive and keep helping us to be too. Keep sending those good messages down. I love you with all I got. Amen. Much love to God for letting me have that opportunity to talk to my grandfather, because I know that he's not far away. So that being said, we're going to get into the annoying moment of the week. Have a heartfelt thing and then go into the annoying moment. But that's what we're going to do. So here we go.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week, proudly presented by Carvel DeWitt on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York. this annoying moment of the week, part of it has to go to my stupid allergies. And they are stupid. They're ridiculous. They suck. I guess I have some peace in knowing that other people are having, and not that I'm not happy about this at all, but some peace in knowing like you're not by yourself, right? That you're thinking like, oh, I must be crazy that my allergies are bothering me this much. No, because there's other people that are going through this right now. And I've talked to other people and they're like, no, my allergies are horrible. So I'm not happy that their allergies are horrible. I'm happy I'm not crazy because I'm sitting here like, why are my allergies so bad? I don't know if they're bad because I had COVID a while back. I don't know if that made them worse. I don't know what's going on. You know, all I can say is whoever created COVID in their stupid lab, I genuinely, 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 genuinely hope, and this is not me wishing bad on you, I hope that you have to meet God someday and explain yourself. I really do. Because whatever this COVID garbajosa has been, I feel like it's affected people months later. It's done this, it's done that, it's done the other thing. But I can tell you, my allergies suck. And they suck something awful. Now, I did go to a new allergist who told me I don't have asthma, which is a great thing to know. I didn't think I did, but it was nice to know that I don't. And they're like, well, you're allergic to ragweed and dust. And I was, because they did the skin test, and I was like, well, yeah, it's a great thought, but I know I'm allergic to more than that. So I definitely am allergic to more than that, and I know that. So I can't understate the fact that I know that I have more allergies than simply to dust and ragweed, at least to pollen. But my allergies have been terrible, and I've had to like manipulate my voice and do these things and all this stuff. And I took, for my sinus infection, I took the medication I normally take. Now, granted, I did kind of like miss one in the morning and then like one at night and this and that. So I was kind of like off schedule a little bit, but I took all my medication and here I am today. Still, it's affected my voice. I didn't do that before. I felt weird in my face, like someone had cut a line in my face. I felt pain in my ear. I felt it in my throat, and then it left my throat. Then it went back. Now it left again. You feel it in your nose. You have some colored stuff that comes up. Then you don't have colored stuff that comes up. Your head feels pressure. Then your head doesn't feel pressure. It's just annoying. And the thing about allergies are, I don't know why they've gotten worse. I don't understand why they've gotten, people say, well, you've gotten older. And I said, yeah, I've gotten older, but I didn't want to get older and suffocate over here. So whatever it is, I'm praying to God. I am praying to God. I know God can hear me. I am praying to God that whatever is going on for any of us, whatever it is, including allergies, that we find a cure and that we find the remedy fast, that it works, and that we get better, and that we stay well. We get well and we stay well. Because I can't deal with this constant back and forth BS, And health insurance in New York State is a friggin' joke. So, it's like if you're on welfare and you decide to give nothing to society, you have great health insurance. But if you actually work for a living and you actually do nice things and you try to help people, you get punished. And so, my health insurance is expensive because I work hard and I don't steal from the government. So, apparently doing the right thing is the wrong thing, but I'm always going to do the right thing because I don't believe the end justifies the means. So, that's the other frustrating part of it is, my mom will be like, go to the doctor. And I'm like, well, I got to pay more, than some person that doesn't do anything that's capable of doing something. And so that's an annoying moment of the week too. That these people that are like sucking from society, you getting free health care that you don't deserve, but who's paying for it? Me. So, it's like I'm paying for you to have the right to do nothing. And I don't want to do that. And I don't condone that. So I shouldn't have to pay for it. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's not fun. And, we all need health insurance, but it's a racket, just like any type of insurance is, right? I did Katrina relief down in New Orleans in 2006, 8 months after the storm hit. It was May 2006, right before I did my Disney internship. And I'm down I'm down in New Orleans helping them out. And this is now they got hit by this horrible, horrendous, terrible storm. And this is what the insurance companies do. If you had water damage, or if you had insurance against water, they told you it was wind damage that happened to your house, so the insurance company didn't have to give you money. And if you had wind insurance, they told you it was water, so they didn't have to pay. And if you had both, then they give you less. So this one guy told me he had like I think he said something like he had $30,000 worth of damage. They gave him $3,000. So people were getting punished for having insurance after having think about that. You have to repair your house. You don't have anywhere to live. You're living in like the Superdome down there with the Saints play or wherever you were at the time. So you've been displaced. Your home's in shambles, if your home is even there. And the insurance company comes to us and comes to you and says, we're going to screw you out all the money that we possibly can and do absolutely nothing for you after something out of your control came and took your home away. Now we're not going to give your home back because we don't want to pay for it. But you pay us every year to have insurance. That's why insurance to me is a joke. It doesn't exist for the people. It doesn't exist for the people. It exists for insurance companies to stay rich. Insurance companies aren't here to help us. They're here to use us. They're here to scare us. Oh, you need us because, whoa, what if this happens? Oh, what if this happens? You know, they're not there to help you. They're there to hinder you. But you need them. And they know you need them, which is why they abuse you. Because they know that you have to have insurance. Because God forbid something happens, you got to have it. But do they really help people? I'm sure some of them do. But not all of them. So my prayer is that we find the ones that do, that I find the one that does, and that we could get better, because I shouldn't be sitting here weeks into a sinus infection going, well, I don't want to go see the doctor because my insurance sucks and I'm going to have to pay all this money and I'm going to do this and do that. I went to pick up my nasal spray for my allergies. They tried to charge me $500 for a nasal spray. $500. That's more than my hour and a half visit to the doctor. So between my visit to the allergist and the nasal spray, it was going to cost me over almost $1,000 to go see an allergist, get tested for asthma and allergies, and pick up my nasal spray. That was going to cost me almost $1,000. That, folks, is a giant pitfall of society. Those insurance companies make money. They get premiums from us. They get deductibles from us. They're getting money every which way, and we're falling through these damn cracks. Stuff needs to change. And we need to stand up and change it, because it's not good enough for the people. And if they keep it up, I'm going to run for office someday. Maybe, potentially. I don't know. I don't like politics, but I do like helping people. And there's got to be a way to do that. So that's my annoying moment of the week, because why not? I'm sure many of you, unfortunately, can understand where I'm coming from. Terry said, what's up, my friend? Hope all is well. Hope you're well, Terry. We got to get some stuff going, brother. Definitely got to talk. So would love to talk with you. Jermaine, you're not crazy, man. I got Tennessee upsetting Alabama, and so does Papa Joe. So we're 3 for 3 on that one. Greg said home insurance could be a bigger racket and scam than medical. It's the worst. Heart-wrenching. Been there, done that regarding home destruction. Yeah, I'm sorry you did, man. I'm sorry you've been through that. But, that's the reality of it all, is that these insurance companies exist to use us, abuse us, scare us, and take our money. And at what point are they helping us? An insurance company's only job should be to help people. They're the insurance policy. We use that. When I talk about sports, we use that as a metaphor, right? You say, oh, you got Brett Favre, but you draft Aaron Rodgers as an insurance policy, right? As the backup, as somebody who is capable, who is going to bail you out if you need help. We use insurance policy as a metaphor, as a positive metaphor of a good thing that's there for you when you need it. Yet actual insurance policies are not there when you need them. And that's not good, okay? It's not good. It's not good that I, for almost a decade now, if not a decade now, as a business owner, have been struggling to find the right insurance with the right care. You know what I had a few years ago? I got insurance. And I was talking to the guy that helped me get it because I went through an agent that time. And I was talking to him, and he gets me this insurance. And he said, well, I have to tell you that you have a right to have an abortion. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, under your insurance, you can have an abortion for free as a man. And what that meant was you pay into a national pool. So if somebody in California, if some woman in California decided to have an abortion, I'm paying for it. Whether or not I agree with it or not, whether or not I know about it or not, I'm covering her. So, and then I had child dental that I couldn't get off of my insurance. So I had child dental, but not adult dental. So I had child dental with no children. Couldn't go to a dentist myself under my insurance, and I could get a free abortion. So that was my insurance. Yay me. But those are the things that they don't tell you because it is a racket. And it's here. Your insurance is helping somebody else somewhere else that you don't know, who could be doing absolutely nothing with their life. Now, I'm not talking about the people that have to be home. I'm not talking about the people that, I mean, listen, but here's the thing. I've worked at Disney. I know people that are at Disney that have trouble speaking. I know people that are at Disney that are in wheelchairs. People at Disney that might have one leg. Okay? PTSD. All different types of things, but they don't complain. They go to work. So I don't want to hear you sitting on your couch. You can go to work. I've worked with people in wheelchairs that have gone to work. That are there in that wheelchair from a car accident. I had a boss that was in his wheelchair. One of the best bosses I ever had, Fred Powers. Love you, brother. Appreciate you. So, seriously, it's not only the insurance company, it's the fact that they help the wrong people. They help people that are lazy, selfish, and careless. And they don't help the caring, hardworking, selfless people like myself, like you, who are out there doing what we got to do. So it's my annoying moment of the week because A, I'm pissed off that my allergies are still bothering me, and B, I'm pissed off of everything I have to go through because I don't think it's fair. It's not fair, and it's not fair to anybody that's out there working hard. Now, if you have to be home, I get it. I understand. But if you don't have to be home, shame on you. And I have met people that have looked me in the eye and said, not that they necessarily want to take advantage of the government, but the government was allowing them to. And they're like, well, one guy that I know, overweight, chose to be overweight, chose to eat horribly for many, many years, chose to be overweight, 9 ailments, all of them connecting to his obesity. So they were all pretty much things that could have been prevented. They were preventable issues in healthcare. And when he sat at home, he got worse and worse and worse. So we finally got him to go to work. He goes to work, he gets injured or whatever, he comes out, and they call him and tell him, you're going to make more money if you stay home than if you take your job back. So why don't you just stay home? So you got people being told, hey, you're obese, you chose to be this way, we're going to pay for your phone, we're going to get your apartment, we're going to half furnish your apartment, and we're going to pay you more money to stay home and do nothing than to actually lose the weight and get back in the workforce. But then I'm going to be punished for being somebody who is willing and able and capable to go out there and do my job, and I have to get punished for what I have to buy and what I have to do. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. But until we stand together as a society and change it, it's not going to change. Because insurance companies are run by people that might have totally forgotten what the hell it means to be a human being. And unless we remind them, and even if we remind them, they still might not change. But the problem with humanity is a lot of us complain individually, but we don't work together. And a lot of people follow people like cattle. We have to do our research, talk to people, come together, work together, positively, professionally, and peacefully fight for change. Because if we don't, we're just going to keep telling these stories. And I don't want this to be my annoying moment of the week for the rest of my life, nor do I want it to be yours or your children's. So I feel like at this point it's a proper time to say I'm running for office. I mean, like, that's how this conversation felt like it was going. But we'll see. We're going to take a step aside for a fast break. This has been the Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly brought to you by Carvel DeWitt. Thank goodness that whatever the annoying moment of the week is, Carvel DeWitt is always there to be the positive side of your week. It is what happy tastes like, and it's on 4322 East Genesee Street in DeWitt, New York, right down the road from Lemoyne and Manley Fieldhouse from Syracuse, centrally located at the end of Erie Boulevard. Make sure you make your way out to Carvel DeWitt today and let them know that Wake Up Call sent you their way. We'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we spin back around, we'll get into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from inside of the Café Football studios.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Café Football offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafecubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Café Football needs. Café Football, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Café Football studios where sports meets that thing called life. Very proud to be here with you where sports meets life. Café Football, 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, New York. Also located on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-through location of North Syracuse, and on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York. So make sure you head out there today to any one of their any one of their locations to try their new menu at Café Football and support local as always. It is pumpkin season, and so the pumpkin spice chai is back, which is my favorite. Inside of MonPazPopcorn.com's What's Poppin', giving you the list of topics for the day. We got a lot to get into still. Lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. It is here for you. Appreciate you, Greg. Said, I need Russell Wilson fantasy bailout insurance. Yeah, man, you need, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, man, with Russ the Bus and that offense. So definitely got a lot. Even with Javonte Williams out, you got a lot of talent. They just brought in my guy Latavius Murray. They got my guy Mike Boone there. They got my guy Cortland Sutton, Bradley Chubb. So I got a lot of people I've interviewed, and then I know that are in the Bronco house. So I'm hoping something gets in the Bronco stable, I should say. So I'm hoping something gets going very soon for the Broncos, and they get to do that mile-high salute because it's been sad for these last few weeks here. They're not getting any helpers, though. I mean, for goodness sakes, yeah, it's great to be on TV. It's great to be on prime time. But, I mean, you look at the fact that, you're a new head coach, a new NFL head coach in Nate Hackett. You got to play 2 Monday nights, a Sunday night, and a Thursday night. So has he had a normal week, right? If he's from Sunday to Monday or Sunday to Thursday or Monday to Sunday, I mean, he's not having normal weeks even in this grand scheme of things. So it's not been fun by any stretch of the imagination, and it's my hope and my prayer that things get better for him. So I definitely am praying and hoping the best for your brother, because you deserve the best. And I don't think it's like people jump on bandwagons all the time, and in that bandwagon jumping of like, oh well, everybody dislikes Nate Hackett, so I'm gonna dislike Nate Hackett, blah 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 blah, and and it's ridiculous, and it's unfortunate, and it's rude, and it's unkind, and I mean, for goodness sakes, the guy is struggling through his first season. Peyton Manning struggled through his first season. Tom Brady didn't start. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. I feel like we live in a society of like, what have you done for me lately? What have you done right now? Why isn't it done yet? And it's just a real unfortunate side of things, because it's like, how does anybody ever get comfortable and to actually make something of themselves when it's like, well, what have you done? 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 It's ridiculous. And I think people need time, and I don't think people understand what time means, which leads me perfectly into Lead Today, because it's all about time. So you're watching and listening on youtube.com, facebook.com / wake up call DT. You're also with us on wakeupcalldt.com, mixlr.com / wake up call DT, and on facebook.com / live now DT. And it's time to get into Lead this morning. And like I said, it'll be about time. The topic for Lead today is all about that. It's about you never really know when. Now, this topic can go in a lot of different places. You never really know when. LEAD is the acronym that stands for Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver. And why did I choose this topic today? Because it hit home in a lot of ways. You never really know when. Well, Dan, what do you mean by that? Well, you never really know when it's going to be your time to go. Right? You never really know when. You never really know when it's going to be your time. You never really know when something big is going to happen in your life. You know how people tell you, get ready so you don't have to, or be ready so you don't have to get ready? Like if you're always ready, you don't have to get ready, right? If you got your shoes on, you don't have to get your shoes on when your mom's screaming at you saying that she wants to leave the house, because if you got your shoes on and you're ready to go, right? My mom used to say that to me, be ready to go. You got to be ready to go by 3:30, Daniel. Be ready to go. You got to be ready to go, right? So if you weren't ready, you had to get ready. And you never really know when things are going to happen. So to me, it's important to be ready so you don't have to get ready, because you never really know when. Now, last week I told you, I almost got hit by a car going through a red light at like 55 miles an hour. If he had hit me, that could have been it for me. God could have been like, you're here now. Did you know you were coming? So you never really know when. Now let's see. Listen, Dan, be careful when you sleep with the fan on, because especially when it blows on your head, it might blow pollen and other stuff. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I definitely do. I know pollen and dust move around a lot. So thank you, man, for that. And I hope your allergies get better, Jermaine, and I hope you feel better. Truly. I hope you get well. I hope you stay well. Hope you get to 100%. Hope you stay there forever. God bless you, brother. So, but yeah, I mean, looking at Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver, you never really know when. So you have to learn, right? You have to learn to be ready so you don't have to get ready. You have to evolve in life, right? What if that was just my last day on earth? What if that car hit me and that was it, right? Did I evolve to who I wanted to be? You have to ad-lib. I had to slam on my brakes in that moment. I had to ad-lib. I was supposed to go. I needed to stop. right? And you have to deliver on your promises. If I saw my maker that day, if I met God that day, did I deliver on my promises I promised him? Did I stop sinning? Did I stop saying this stuff? Did I stop doing this stuff? Did I tell him I'm going to be this person and then I actually was? Or did I tell him I was going to do this and I didn't? Or I was going to say this and I didn't? Did I come through for everybody I said I was going to come through for? Or did I come up and see God and I never finished that project and I never did that? And I promised my mom that. And I promised my dad that. And I did this and I did that and I didn't do it. Did I break my promises? Did I honor my word? Right? Because you never really know when. So that's one side of it. The other you never really know when that I experienced is I got to meet actors and actresses last week. And a week ago today. And when I got to do that, and well, actually a week ago tomorrow for the ones I'm talking about, you never really know when. Now, I interacted with somebody, and an actor that I respect, an actor that is in a world that I love, and we were talking, and they happened to say something to me, and I said something back. They're like, oh, I got this going on. I was like, oh, no kidding, I do that too. And bang. You know, now, if I was starstruck, if I was nervous, if I was on my phone, if I was worried about my ex-girlfriend and this and that and the things on my mind and what's going on and what she do, if I was in my world of negativity, I shouldn't say my world of negativity because it's not my world. If I was in the devil's world of negativity, then I wouldn't have seen what was right in front of my face, right? If I was worried about, well, what's Nico doing? Well, what's going on here? Well, I got to make this panel. Well, I'm stressed out about this. Well, I got to do this for work. Well, I got to do that. Well, what about this? Or what about that? Well, I'm single. I want to have kids. All these things that I can worry about and think about and stress about, I didn't because it's ridiculous and there's no reason to stress about them. And I've thrown those out the window before I got to New York City last week. Now, on top of all that, if I was starstruck, this wouldn't have happened. You never really know when. So I see this person and I say, hi, how you doing? And we talk back and forth. And then they say, hey, this is what I do. And I said, oh, get out. I do that too. Now, if I never said that's what I do for a living, nothing since then would have happened. You never know when. That 3-minute conversation with that person could change my life forever. Because after that conversation, there was another conversation that's leading to other conversations that can lead to other things. So if I, in that moment, had to get ready because I wasn't ready, I would have gone through the line, bop, 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 and out. Oh, man, I should have said that. How many people walk away do that? Oh, I should have asked that girl out. Oh, I should have asked that guy out. Oh, I should have asked for that job. Oh, I should have made that joke. Oh, I should have said that thing. Oh, I should have left somebody and I should have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have left without saying goodbye. Oh, I should have shook their hand. Oh, I should have. How many times you walk into a hallway and go, oh, man, I got to go back in the room. I should have done that. Right? Shoulda, woulda, couldas. A lot of people live with shoulda, woulda, couldas. I don't know how you live with them. Because I don't want shoulda, woulda, couldas in my house. I did. I wanted to. Proud I did. You know, I had the faith to do it. I had the belief to do it. I had God by my side to do it. I had the strength to do it. I had the want to do it. I did it. I don't want to say I want to do it, right? I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to actually do it, right? Because we talk about I want to. Everybody wants to. Everybody wants to. You know how many people want to be a broadcaster? More than I can count, more than you can count. You know how many people want to play a professional sport? How many singers want to be on stage singing in front of millions of people? You know how many people want to act? How many people want to be a pilot? How many people want to be a lawyer? How many people want to be a doctor? How many people want to be a coach? But how many people actually do it? Right? This is the want. This is the actually did it, right? This is the want. This is how many did it. Probably this is, right? I want to. I did. I think I can. I actually did it. So you never really know when opportunity is going to at the door, right? An opportunity at my door last Saturday, October 8th. And I took it. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about something else when I got in that line. And then bang, I was like, I said to because I've grown, I said, Dan, you got to put that away. We got to put that away right now. We can't focus on none of this right now. We can only focus on meeting this person. Meeting this person, and what are you going to say? And so I just, hey, how you doing? And literally hands me a business card and says, this is what I do. And I went, me too. And they went, no way. And I went, yes way. And then we talked, you know. And I was like, yeah, I've done that for almost 19 years. They're like, oh my gosh, get out, and this, that, whatever. And then it turned into something. 3 minutes of my life. 3 minutes, if it was even 3 minutes, but 3 minutes of my life very well could have just changed my life forever. There's change happening in my life because of those 3 minutes. You never know when opportunity is going to knock. You never know who you're going to meet. And here's me. I never would have thought in a million years that me meeting this person was going to end this way. I knew I wanted to say a thing or two, but I never thought that it was going to help me in any way, shape, or form with some of the things I want to do in my life. And I didn't think I could help them, right? I was like, how can I help this person? So you never really know when. You got to start giving yourself more credit. Now, what I'm telling you is don't have an ego. Don't have an ego, right? Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something real, okay? As I always do. But I'm going to be really real with you. So I'm going to put my face back on the camera here so you can see my eyes. Because I'm talking to every one of you. People can read the room, okay? People sniff out BS like that, okay? Eyes, hello? People will know if you're real or if you're not. Trust. That 3 minutes, he saw something in me that he trusted. He did. Or else he wouldn't have done anything that he did, right? So you never know the opportunity. You never really know when the opportunity is going to come, and you don't know who it's going to come from. But you have to be ready so you don't have to get ready. Because if you have to get ready, then the opportunity might pass you, right? You have to trust yourself. And if you have an ego, if you got to, oh, look at me. First and foremost, anybody that says, look at me, look at me, look at me, they got nothing in here. They got nothing in here, okay? What do I mean by that? They got no love for themselves because they need you to love them. People say that, well, Dan, you're an entertainer. You're an entertainer. You come out, you do shows, you do live stuff, you joke around, you have some comedy stuff, you do your broadcasts, you go on site on location, you do this, that, whatever. You're in the entertainment world. You worked in movies, you worked in theater. So you want people that, no. There's a difference between I hope people come out to see my show and, oh my God, if people don't come out to see my show, I'm going to think that I'm a piece of nothing and that God, made me on accident. Big difference, okay? There are people that need people to come out. Well, Dan, don't you need people to come out and see the movie? Or because then they'll never hire you again and this, that. No. Listen. Not everybody's going to like every movie, okay? Marvel makes billions and billions and billions of dollars. And there's still people that won't go see Marvel movies because they just don't like comic book movies. And they don't want to give them a chance. And if you tell them that they're different, they don't care. They don't want to see it. The Walking Dead. I don't like zombie things. Somebody told me to watch Walking Dead. I didn't watch it. I told again I didn't watch it. I told again I didn't watch it. I told again I didn't watch it. And then one day I was with my ex's father, who loves the show, and we watched it together. And then it became our thing. Then I got into it. And he said to me, you got to watch this show because it's so much more than just zombies and all this stuff. It's actually about, he said, it's about the depth of the characters. He's like, you fall in love with these characters and these characters are so deep. And he's like, it's more about the story than it is about the zombie. It's about the depth of the characters that they built. And I was like, somebody else had told me that, somebody else had told me that, somebody else had told me that. And I was like, I don't know. So I watch it, right? But I found that on my own. So, well, don't count out Jermaine, don't count out NC State. I know Devin Leary's hurt, but don't count them out. And he may play. We'll see. And, but the reality is that somebody can say something to you over and over and over again, right? But not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to like it. The millions of fans that Walking Dead has, they've lost some fans that have gotten fatigued. And they've had some people that never became fans, right? It doesn't mean it's a bad show. It doesn't mean those actors shouldn't get work after The Walking Dead. It doesn't mean they're bad actors and actresses. It doesn't mean that they're bad directors and producers and bad editors and bad costume designers and set designers. It doesn't mean that they're bad lighting directors. It just means some people didn't want to watch the show. I love Boy Meets World. Some people didn't watch it. Now, to me, it was a big part of my childhood and growing up. To other people, not a part of their childhood at all. Not a part of any part of their life. And in my head, I'm like, oh man, I think about that show all the time. But other people thought about something else. Some people like Frasier. I didn't like Frasier. Some people like Seinfeld. I didn't really watch Seinfeld. I didn't loathe Seinfeld, but I watched Friends. I didn't watch Seinfeld. I watched Friends at 9. I didn't watch Seinfeld at 9:30. And that's just how it was, right? I liked Full House as a kid. I don't really watch it now. So, it doesn't mean if you live your life in such a way that you need people to like you, you're always you're looking for outside sources. And I feel like people that need people to like them, those are the people that go to, just sleeping with people and doing drugs and alcohol, because they're constantly looking for an outside thing to make them feel better, right? And alcohol makes some people feel better temporarily. Drugs make people feel better temporarily. Sleeping with someone makes you feel better temporarily, but it's a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, right? So if it's even a Band-Aid, and I think that that's a slippery slope. When you need people to like you, you could fall into these substances and these actions that are not healthy. So it's important to know, yeah, I'm in the entertainment world, but I don't do this for people to like me. I don't do that for people to like me. I know people don't like me. I know people do like me. And I'm educated myself enough to know, I think Robert Downey Jr. is tremendous. But there's people that will never, ever like him. And there's people that never saw Iron Man. Michael J. Fox, to me, is a hero. There's people that never watch Back to the Future, right? They don't even know who Michael J. Fox is. When I say hoverboard, they have no idea what I'm talking about, right? But that happens. It's life. Not everybody's going to like what you like. And that's why there's so many things out there to like. Because somebody might like that, right? Somebody might love NASCAR and hate basketball. And you love basketball and you've never watched NASCAR. Does that make him a bad person, her a bad person, you a bad person? No. It's just they like to watch cars. You like to watch basketball. Simple as that. Some people like both. Some people like neither. I've had women come up. I've dated women that told me, I don't like sports. I don't watch sports. I have no desire to connect with sports. And they said, I've had women meet me first date and go, well, you're a sportscaster. I don't like sports. We're not going to work out. And I said, how could you be that naive and ignorant? Because they're like, well, that's all you're going to want to talk about. I was like, have you met me? I talk about a million things. I don't need to talk about sports. I had one girl complain I talked about sports too much. Her parents and her family only asked me about sports. So I said to her, I can either answer your family's questions or I can sit in silence and piss off your family so that you don't have to hear it. So, what do you want? Do you want me to go, shut up, Grandpa, I can't answer your sports question because your granddaughter told me that she hates sports and if I talk about it, she doesn't want to date me? I answered the questions I was asked. I said, tell your family to ask me about movies. I'll talk about movies. But not everybody's going to like you. And you can't get into something hoping that people are going to like you. You never get into it for the applause. And I think that some people find that crazy with me being in the entertainment world or anybody being in the entertainment world. It's like, well, the bigger the applause, the better for you. Yeah, but that can be an addiction, right? Because what if you're a comedian and you're on stage and you get a, but not a, right? So you think this is not enough, right? This isn't good, right? This is death. You got to be able to run with that. Some of the best comedians in the world have bombed. They've said it. Dave Chappelle said it. And I consider Dave Chappelle to be one of the funniest people out there. Yet he had moments where he said, I went out there and they didn't like it. And I was in a huge city and they didn't like it. You know, Bill Burr got booed for like 10 minutes or however long it was. He got booed constantly. And I think he's extremely funny. So in this topic and lead of you never really know when, it connects to what I'm talking about now, because you never really know when opportunity is going to hit. And when opportunity hits, be ready for it and understand that not everything you do is, you're not always going to get the applause, right? I didn't get any applause while I was building my show, right? I shouldn't say I didn't get any. I got it from God. My dad didn't understand what I did for work until I was like 12 years into it. My dad didn't understand that my job was a real job until he came and saw me work while he was sleeping. That I was up when he went to bed and I was up when he woke up. And that somewhere in between I slept. My dad didn't get it until he had to see it and live it. Right? But I wasn't waiting for my dad to get it. I'm happy he got it. It's better that he did. But I wasn't waiting for my dad to give me permission to live my life, or else I wouldn't have been a broadcaster. Then I'd only be 7 years in, not 19 almost, because if it took him 12 years, then I wouldn't have started until 7 years ago. So you never really know when opportunity is going to come. You never really know when it's going to be your time, right? Last week, could have gotten hit by the car. That could have been it. 3 days later, I get an opportunity of a lifetime that I didn't even know was there. So in the span of 4 days, my life could have ended, and a huge part of my life can be beginning. And I had to be ready for both. I had to slam on the brakes, not be looking at my phone, not be driving. I had to make a quick decision in a quick moment, and God saved my life. God saved my life. Right? Because I'm not going to take credit for why the heck I did any of the things that I did. I just did them. And God saved my life. Right? And God put me in the opportunity. If I told you the string of dominoes that had to happen for me to be at New York Comic-Con to have that conversation, it's crazy. So you never really know when. I'm going to end you with this. My ex-girlfriend bought us tickets to New York Comic-Con. We broke up. The tickets came to my house. Of course I went, because she's done a lot of nasty, dirty things to me and taken a lot of stuff out of my life that claimed as hers that she does not deserve. So of course I'm going to use those tickets, because if I never get back what I gave, at least I'll get back some. So I absolutely went. So if not for my ex-girlfriend buying those tickets, I didn't have those tickets. So then I got those tickets. After I got those tickets, I invited my cousin. I told my cousin so then he so happens to be living in New York City. Now this is the trail of events that happens, okay? So on Wednesday, I don't get hit by that car. A good Samaritan helps me out. I get on a plane. I don't get on the first flight. I get on the next one. I get down there. I'm safely down there. My cousin lives there. We get to go to the show together. We go to the show. I got to get there early. I got to make sure he's up. I didn't know if he was going to get up. He gets up. We go. We get there an hour before I need to be there. I go to get in line to speak with this person. They tell me the line's cut off. So I get in another line. That line gets cut off with me as the first person that's going to be there when that actress comes back. So I decide to leave that line after I was secured that I'd be the first person, and I go back to the line that had been cut off, and there's almost nobody in the line, and I have an opportunity to talk with this person. That is the string of events that happen. Ex-girlfriend buys the tickets. I don't get hit by the car. My cousin lives in New York City. We agree to go together. He drives us down. We go. We get there. The line's closed. go to the other line, go back to the other line, meet the person, have the confidence, don't get starstruck, say the one thing, that one line, one sentence that opened up the door to everything else that just happened. And here we are today. You never know when opportunity or disaster are going to strike. So you have to do your best to be ready so you don't have to get ready. Remember that. We'll take a step aside on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Inside of the Café Football Studios, want to thank Lead, Learn, Evolve, ad-lib, and Deliver, brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Coming up after this fast break is going to be the Top Dog of the Week, which will feature our top dog, Andre Cisco, Syracuse Orange alum and Jacksonville Jaguars starting safety. He'll be joining the broadcast and giving his thoughts in our one-on-one conversation that we had in the locker room in Jacksonville right after this fast break. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios where sports meets that thing called life. Always happy to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, honored and very much appreciate being here with you today inside the Cafe Kubal studios. Cafe Kubal, of course, located on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, and all in Syracuse, and on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse in their drive-through location. So make sure you get out to Cafe Kubal today, let them know the Wake Up Call sent you, and try that new menu. Get some local coffee, some local chai, some local tea, and have some fun with it today. So appreciate you going out there. Appreciate you supporting local and supporting Central New York. As always, with a company that was built here in Central New York, grown here, expanded here, and here for you every day. So make sure you get out to Cafe Kubal today. With that being said, we're going to hop into the top dog of the week. Proudly presented by Canine Camp, Dog Daycare, and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. Our top dog of the week is Syracuse Football alum and Jacksonville Jaguars starting safety Andre Cisco. Andre Cisco is someone that I covered while he was here in Syracuse and have continued to cover in my coverage of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was down in the locker room on site on location with Andre Cisco once again, as I was in their first home game of the season, and I was here in their second home game of the season, which was up against the Houston Texans. We had the opportunity to speak with each other on following the loss to the Houston Texans and heading in to the Syracuse game this weekend. So, with that being said, it is my honor and my privilege to bring to you Andre Cisco in our one-on-one conversation, honored as our top dog of the week, who has words for Jacksonville fans and Syracuse fans as we head into this huge top 18 matchup between the Syracuse Orange, who are number 18 in both polls, and NC State, who's number 15 in the AP and number 13 in the coaches poll. Here, without further ado, is my one-on-one conversation with the one and only Andre Cisco of Syracuse Orange football history, with a message to the players and to the fans.
Well, obviously, not how you want to move forward coming out of this one, and it was low scoring back and forth, and that last drive by Damian Pierce, just what you can say about defensively, you did hold them down most of the game, and just what you take away from it.
You know, there's always room for improvement, and I think that's how we're looking at it, is as a defense, you know, it might look good on the scoreboard, and maybe the yards don't seem the worst on the paper, but there's room for improvement. And then when y'all defenses are battling, one defense got to win, so no excuses really.
What is it about the Jaguars standard? I was talking with Christian Kirk, and he said this game does not define the standard. What is the standard here?
To be the best, and like every day, every Sunday, every day of practice, just be the best individually as a team, and we didn't carry that out today.
So. On a positive note, your Syracuse Orange are 5-0, top 18 in the nation, in the AP and the coaches poll, and I asked for 40,000, and it looks like I'm finally going to get 40,000 in the Dome against NC State. What do you want to say to the Cuse as they get ready for this battle of top 18 teams in the country?
Don't build it up too much. You know, it's another week, another game. From the outside in, it's going to be bigger than it looked, but I'm hoping them boys just stay focused on the task at hand.
What is it about NC State? Because you obviously had an opportunity to go up against them, and Coach Doran, what is it about what they bring to the table? Because those games always seem to be competitive.
They always have good players. They recruit well. You know, they're in a good place, like local. I mean, like geographically to get good players, and they do. And you know, they always put guys in the league, so they just got good players. Really.
Anything you want to say to the mob and what they've done? And have you watched the podcast?
Yeah, I watch it.
You were on it, right?
Yeah, I was on it. Yeah, just keep doing what y'all doing, man. Take this bye week to learn, refresh, and carry it out for the rest of the season.
Is there any DB on the team that's really stuck out to you? I mean, I know that Garrett's got a lot of NFL looks and obviously Deuce, but is there any other young guys or anybody else that stuck out?
Definitely my dog, Jahad Carter. He came in with me. I don't know, was he hurt?
Jahad was, yeah.
He was out, yeah, but hopefully he come back but all of them know. Most of them, the ones that I know, I appreciate them. Let it game.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That coming from Andre Cisco. Don't make it too big. Don't get into the moment like that too much. Just treat it like it's another game. You know, yeah, it's big. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it would mean bowl eligibility. Yeah, it would mean you'd stay undefeated. But just focus on the task at hand. And giving a shout out to his guys, including Jihad Carter, our top dog of the week. Andre Cisco, Jacksonville Jaguars starting safety. Not surprised that he is. In his second year on the team after being drafted in 2021. Big shout out to Andre Cisco, 3rd round pick by the Jaguars. Very happy, and you know, God is great. You know, there's something to be said about how small the world is, and I had Andre in Syracuse. He gets drafted to Jacksonville, and I was, you know, smiling from ear to ear because I know that meant I got him for the next few years, hopefully his whole career in the NFL. So excited to share Andre Cisco with you today and share his message to the fans. So with that being said, we're going to take a step aside. There's another message to come in a Bobcat Buzz that you do not want to miss. This Bobcat Buzz featuring Matt Sweet of the PTA program, the Physical Therapist Assistant program at Bryant Stratton College. You can get your degree, your associate's degree is all you need. You can get it in 2 years or less. Their job placement right now is 100%. So anybody that's graduating from Bryant Stratton Syracuse is getting an opportunity to get out there, get jobs. They're getting phone calls from places saying, we need more people. Do you have more students? And these different healthcare facilities are trying to send people to Bryant Stratton so they can get educated, so they can hire them. So if you're looking for a job in healthcare, you're interested in physical therapy, you're interested in helping people get back and get on the mend and get well and stay well to heal their body and make sure they stay in good shape and stay healed, then you definitely want to check out Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse on James Street in Syracuse, New York, and you definitely want to check out this Bobcat Buzz. It's coming to you right after this fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets life, inside the Cafe Cubal studios. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicoli's.com. That's myaviccollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Kampground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Kampground and where your dog will be staying, in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Kampground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9Kampground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and Kampground spelled with a K.com. K9Kampground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Kampground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. Hello and welcome here to the newest edition of the Bobcat Buzz and our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. I am so happy to be here, of course, Dan Tortora, aka DT, and for the first time ever we have Matt of the Physical Therapists, wonderful, wonderful assistance program here, and I'm very happy to have the PTA program on the spotlight and to have an opportunity to really talk about what you do and what it is. I know we talked off the air about some misconceptions and different pieces of that, so I love the fact that we get to talk about physical therapist assistance program here today, and I'm grateful that you're here.
Well, thanks for having me.
So let's go into the definition of what a physical therapist assistant is.
Well, I mean, obviously we assist physical therapy, but physical therapy is sort of multifaceted. It sort of has many different locations and genres, if you will, of where we sort of fit in. It could be an outpatient physical therapy for helping people with your sports injuries, athletics, that type of stuff. Could be your elder care. Could be for people who can't, get back to the activities of daily living that they normally do. Home care. We're even starting to get into some more of the industrial care and that type of thing, the ergonomics of stuff, and just helping people get back to life is what we do.
And for this world of physical therapy, to be an assistant in this world of physical therapy, there's an importance to this job, an importance to this role. That's why we're talking about the PTA program here at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. So how would you define what it is to be in this physical therapist assistant program and what it means to be an assistant, and then maybe some misconceptions?
So obviously I'll start with being an assistant, right? So a lot of people, when they go into physical therapy, assume everybody's a PT. And quite often it's a PT-PTA team that works together. So for physical therapy, to get a DPT, a doctor in physical therapy, you go for 6 years minimum. And it's a pretty rigorous process. For someone who's in the PTA program or physical therapist assistant, it's usually a 2 years or less program, and it's an associate's level. But we do a lot of the same things. The only part we really are not included in is the evaluation process. So the interventions, which could be anything from range of motion, balance, pain control, you name it, we're involved in it. And even the evaluation process, we understand how that works. We just don't perform that exclusively. That was just the PTs.
So when someone's looking at this program, what do you find to be the misconception?
Well, I think everybody assumes that it's it's just either all about outpatient therapy or all about working in a nursing home, or they don't know about all of the availability. They also don't understand that we're just as crucial in the process. It's not just like we're folding towels and doing wash, and we're a crucial cog to that whole operation. In fact, a lot of times you'll find a lot of the directors of these places to be PTAs as well. So.
Okay. And that's, as we're talking about this PTA program at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, in this edition of Bobcat Buzz on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, to jump over those misconceptions, right, and to really know the team, because I've gone for physical therapy before, and I just like anybody else, you just assume that these people are physical therapists, and there might be a team of 3 people working with me, but I don't know who is what.
Right.
So the importance of, and like you said, this is a 2 years or less, it's an associate's degree. When you leave Bryant Stratton with this, though, what can you do? How can you help immediately?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, it's a very hands-on process to get to the point of becoming a physical therapist assistant. So we do a lot of labs that require you to learn the skills you're doing, right? So if you go through a lot of other avenues of education, you learn about the theories. Now, we learn about the theories, but we're learning about the theories and then doing them a lot of times in the same setting. So we have a pretty big lab where we go through how to do, say we were talking about range of motion. We would do range of motion activities on each other and learn that. And then we take it to the clinical level. So you do 4 clinicals throughout your process, right? So we do 2 part-time while you're doing your education process, and then we do 2 end ones at the end. So the 2 end ones are full-time, so you're learning on the job with a licensed physical therapist or physical therapist assistant. So you're getting a lot of the on-the-job training, and a lot of times our clinical sites are hiring our students because they know how qualified they come in and that they've done the job right there.
Yeah, and like you said, clinical, a huge part of this, right, with anything in this realm of patient care, to get hands-on experience. And like you said, that, when they go and they do these clinicals, and your students here on campus at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse get involved, that a lot of these places are hiring them. So what can you say to that, how Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse is a bridge between the student getting experience and the student getting a job?
Yeah, so basically we take a lot of individuals that are very customer-oriented, right? So maybe they had jobs in sales, maybe they had jobs in other healthcare avenues, and then we teach them the skills needed to be a successful medical professional. And then we take them through the whole process to licensure, and then get them the job. We're essentially a career-oriented field, meaning there's no, well, you might be this, you might be that. You're going to be a PTA if you get through our program successfully, and we're going to ensure that you do that if you follow our steps.
How successful would you say this program is in job placement?
We're 100% right now. In fact, I got people calling me every day asking me for PTAs, and the demand couldn't be any higher than it's been today.
In the world of healthcare, we have seen an influx of people needed, as well as people going to school for different things. Do you get a sense of that still from when everything started with the pandemic in 2020 to now here in the latter part of 2022? Do you still get a sense of that not only do they want your students, but overall in healthcare, there's still an influx of send us whoever you have?
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you enough about how impressed a lot of the employers out there are with our graduates, but that they keep saying, how can we help to get you more students in? Because we need more employees, and the demand is higher and higher every day, with the baby boomer generation sort of becoming older, between us becoming more active, in terms of an athletics standpoint. it couldn't be any more needed. I mean, some of the local colleges, I was first an athletic trainer, and I still do function as that on a side, but they are even lacking in their coverage too. And so they've started to actually send a lot of athletes out to the outpatient clinics because they don't have enough time or the manpower, just like we're trying to get more manpower out there.
So for this program, what do you do different things? Do you do any job fairs? How do you try to reach people, like you said, somebody that may not have thought in healthcare before, to be a PTA before, but is good, like you said, in different areas that you can train to shift over? How do you reach out to the community?
Well, I mean, obviously we're really making a concerted effort to get out to the high schools and educate about the profession from the beginning, and tell them that there's multifaceted avenues to how you can get into the healthcare field, right? I think, back when I was in school in the Stone Age, we didn't have as much of the internet to sort of inform us about where you could go, right? We thought it was like doctor, nurse, somebody that rehabs somebody, and a few things, but we didn't realize that there's physical therapy, and then there's occupational therapy, and there's speech therapy, and then there's the assistants all under them, and they're all crucial pieces. So I think we're really trying to get out there and do that. We're also trying to make more of a social media push. Now, especially with the generation of myself and younger, we're starting to go a little bit away from the TV and straight FM radio. Now we're on the streaming and podcasts and YouTube, and we're really trying to make that push of getting out there in the media. And I think we're also in the mode of trying to do that also with our education, right?
Yeah.
We probably use YouTube, every day to bring something to light of, hey, this is what this looks like for a concept we're talking about.
Yeah, and through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, we have, and I'm going to try to get them all here, folks, Amazon, Audible, we have MixLR, Podbean, Podvine, TuneIn, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, a lot of different avenues. iTunes and Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Alexa, your Google Home devices. You can ask them to play the latest episode of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. And then we're live on Facebook as well as YouTube and MixLR, all.com/wakeupcalldt, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we have our social media. We have Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. We are on TikTok and some other places as well. So, I've been very advantageous in the internet. I jumped into the internet world. My former producer, I want to say like maybe 12 years ago now, he said, hey, I know you're on AM radio, but why don't you just do this? Why don't you just try it? Throw some stuff on there. And then we did that, and we started a site, which was dtshow.net at the time. And then I created wakeupcalldt.com, and I was working on an AM station here when I moved back from Florida. And in that process, I was like, okay, you know what? Let me put some stuff on the internet. And I never thought I would do this, but I left AM radio on purpose and started my company podcasting when people were like, what is that? Is it just for nerds? Nobody listens, nobody understands it. And now there's like over 600,000 just on Podbean, which we started with. So, it's been very advantageous to reach out with someone instantaneously. What we're doing right now is available on all these avenues, and it will be for you to hear from Matt Sweet. So I think that's a beautiful thing that you're trying to move with the times here and find people wherever they are. Mm-hmm. I always tell people we make it extremely hard for you to miss us. Mm-hmm. And I'd rather do that. Instead of being hard to find, be hard to miss, right? We're on 13 different outlets, go find one of them. So, in that case of being so advantageous, why Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse for you? What is it about the mission here, the vision here, the leadership that makes you want to spread this PTA program's message specifically?
Well, I think we've always tried to stay on the cutting edge of things. We're progressive, we're constantly changing the nuances to our curriculum in terms of really trying to keep up with the modern times. So I'm real career oriented. So we're teaching a lot of stuff based on what's going on out there. So if you go out there, I'm in touch with all of our graduates and I'm saying, hey, what is it that we missed? What is it that we did right?
Yeah.
I'm just keeping track of that, and between myself and our program director, Dr. Nielsen, we're really trying to make sure we're keeping it focused to the career, right? We get a lot of non-traditional students, anywhere from, we've had as old as 60 all the way down to 20.
Yeah.
But we really want to just cut aside some of the fluff and really focus it in on this is what you need to know. And I think that's sort of Bryant Stratton's mission, is making sure that we get people ready for a career, not just a total education, where you're just, we're going to take a humanities and a karate class, and you're taking the classes that are immediately needed for a career and a job. And as you can see, I mean, jobs are aplenty, and we need lots of employees out there.
Yeah, and I know when it comes to healthcare, and when I've gone through injury myself, that there is a very, very clear line of difference between the physical therapy world that didn't help me and the world that did.
Absolutely.
And there's a reason why I chose to go back to certain people over and over again and couldn't wait to run out of the building in other cases. So if I walked in, say today, and I'm going to get physical therapy and I'm going to work on my knee, what's a typical day where I would see a PTA with a PT? How would that go about? If I'm going in and I got a few exercises with my knee, and I'm going to maybe have them, they're going to ultrasound it, maybe put some ice, this, that, and whatever. Where does my PTA come in?
So actually the PTA comes in, so usually your first visit's always the evaluation.
Yeah.
Right after that evaluation, the PTA could actually step right in.
Okay.
And in fact, we're so short of PTs in the PT realm that a lot of times they're using PTs exclusively for the evaluation. So the PTA stepping in right off the bat, they're going to be doing the range of motion, the modalities you spoke about, ultrasound, electrical stim, laser, all those things. Those are all stuff that we train people in and how to use. Therapeutic exercise, probably the most underutilized of the things we do, because it's not about, hey, I'm going to set you up on this machine. Like, I think that was the 80s way of doing physical therapy.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, all right, I might use that machine, but I'm gonna make it a certain way that you're really targeting what I want to target with it, right?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna do stuff that isn't just a passive approach, right? Like, yeah, I can stretch you and that's me doing it, but I'm gonna teach you how to keep yourself better, right? Because we all know that time is money and money is time, and we really need to make sure that we're valuing that.
Yeah.
And I teach my students, how do you, like, say you have a couple visits to get you better. How can I teach you so that when this happens, you're like, all right, I know what to do. They taught me how to do this. This isn't like, hey, I need to see you for 50 visits.
Yeah.
It's get you better and get you back to what you want.
Yeah, and it's funny that you bring that up, because I was in places where they said, I'm going to put you on this machine, and they walked away for 20 minutes.
Right. Oh, that's so frustrating. And I think that's one of the other pieces. Like, all of the physical therapist assistant programs out there have a curriculum or a base curriculum that's all set by our governing board, CAPT, right? But under that umbrella, we're allowed to sort of create what we need to meet those needs. And I think customer service has been the number one thing we need to do is we have to show the value, right? So when you go into the ER, nobody chooses to go in the ER. It's usually like you got to go there immediately.
Yeah.
Physical therapy, other than when you're in the hospital debilitated, has become what I call an ancillary service. Like, it's your choice who you want to go to, how long you want to go. If you want to discharge tomorrow, that's your choice.
Yeah.
And we need to make it so it's a no-brainer. Hey, I need to go see him because I know that he's going to give me value and not, set it and forget it.
Yeah, no, and it's extremely important, and for everybody out there to understand, as I have to learn this the hard way sometimes, is what they teach you and they tell you to go home and do that, go home and do it. Don't just do it when you're there and think, I don't have time and they're going to do it better. No. If they give you something, they tell you go home, try this, do it. 15 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, half an hour. Do what they ask you to do. It is your body is your temple, it is your car, and you need to make sure that car has its engine cleaned, and you got to make sure you check the oil, you got to make sure you put gas in it. So do the things that you need to do. Before we get into rapid fire, which is how we're going to end this and have a little bit of fun here with Matt Sweet from the PTA program, the Physical Therapist Assistants program here at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. What are you most passionate about of the job that you get to do? Why do you do it every day?
Well, I can tell you that I practiced in the field for many years, and then I got into this, and I wasn't really sure if this was going to be my calling, but I got to tell you, I love seeing the success of my students once they get out of here.
Yeah.
And it starts to happen through the clinicals we send them on.
Yeah.
And then once they're out there employed and they tell me, Matt, everything you said was going to happen has happened, and I can't thank you enough. That means a lot to me. And I mean, it keeps me coming back. And I realized this back when I had, when you're in clinic, when you work in the clinic, you might take on a student, right?
Yeah.
And that's one person.
Yeah.
Well, when I get to take on many students and I'm putting them out throughout the community and I'm hearing the success they're having, boy, I mean, it brings joy to my heart. So,
well, very awesome answer. And obviously, people connect on emotion, right? We buy an emotion. We want to work with people that we like working with, professionally and personally. It's on the emotion of how those people make you feel. And you being fed by the success of your students says a lot about you, and it says a lot about what you're doing for them. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So rapid fire is the final piece of our Bobcat Buzz here. We've done it on a wake-up call for many, many years. Gives me an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better, you and everybody else to get to know me. We have nothing planned here. This could be anything. Could be about sports, could be about healthcare, could literally be about movies, music, whatever we want it to be. 3 questions apiece.
All right.
You get to ask me first.
Okay.
Andre Cisco from Syracuse, shout out to you. Riley Patterson from Memphis, who I covered when he was at Memphis. And Tavin Engram. You guys were great after the broadcast, or after the game, to be a part of the show, so thank you for that. Fantastic locker room. They know they need to do better, and hopefully they will. So that's my answer. My first question for you: if you could have any actor play you in a movie about your life, who would you pick and why?
Well, I don't know why, but obviously we share the same name, Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
He just has that, he can play whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen him play so many different roles that I feel like he can just
It's a humming role.
Right, you just and he's got that comical, not that I represent him or anything, but I just feel like he could watch me for probably a couple days and then be able to copy my mannerisms, although everybody in my life would probably say my son, because they say that we walk the same, we do some of the same mannerisms.
How old is your son?
My son's 13.
13, and his name?
Caden.
Caden. Shout out to Caden. So, awesome. That's great. And it's cool to have a mini-me, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is.
What's your second one for me?
All right. You said you were injured before.
Yeah.
What did you injure in?
Injured my right knee, and it was in a freak accident at Disney, and somebody was very callous in how they left something on the floor. We work in a very dark place, and I slid on it. I'm very good on my feet, thank you God, and I didn't fall, but I kind of locked up my knee, and I didn't break anything, I didn't tear anything, no broken bones, no torn ligaments, nothing. So I just have kind of had to be cognizant of it and work on it every single year, and just know the days where it feels a certain way and what I need to do to strengthen my legs. But my legs have always been strong, so it's kind of like certain areas that I have to work on. But yeah, it was a freak accident in a place that had some very horrible leadership, and to the point where the lady, one of my managers, said, "I don't need to take a report because I'll remember it in my head," and it's illegal to not take a report. So that's great. Yeah, that's been fun. It's been fun. So, okay, my second one for you. What injury would you be most excited to work on, and why?
Well, I mean, my students would probably say that, ACLs are my passion. I've treated a ton of them. I've been blessed to get referred by a lot of different physicians in this area to treat a whole bunch of them. I think they're fun to me, not because of the exact injury, but because generally speaking, these people that have torn them had something they really wanted to get back to, right? Yeah. And it's been everything from the recreational athlete to the professional athlete, and seeing them like having to craft it to their needs, right? Yeah. So sometimes I got to get them ultra strong. Sometimes it's about flexibility and really establishing how much they need to get back to what they were. Yeah. And then sometimes it's about just trying to get them back to an active lifestyle. I remember, my first time I had an ACL repair of a mother, right? So she had kids and she had tried recreational skiing and didn't work out too well for her, and she ended up in my office, and I remember saying, listen, I'm going to get you back to where you don't get up and think about that knee anymore, but do what I say, and we're going to get you to what you need. So I'd say that's probably my top one that I look forward to.
Is there a reason why, when they say it takes a year for an ACL, why we've seen some people like Adrian Peterson come back in 8 months?
I wish I had an exact scientific reason, but I can tell you this, right? So just like their ability to be able to run, strengthen, and perform athletic feats like that, their bodies are optimally tuned, right? Okay. And that's my number one thing, right? I'd get the recreational athlete who'd come in and they'd be like, all right, I need to get back in 5 months. And I'd be like, all right, where'd you get that idea from? And they're like, well, Jerry Rice or, Adrian Peterson or any one of these guys. And I think also no surgeon wants to crush their dreams. So they're like, it's possible.
Yeah.
And then that gets put on us, and I'm like, all right, so you see how you can't do that? We need to pull it back a little bit. I want to make sure you're not back in my office again.
Right.
So, they once, they had at a National Athletic Training Conference I went to, they had Adrian Peterson as the guest appearance for the SwimX, which is an underwater treadmill.
Oh, okay.
The guy was just, you just looked at him and you're like, this guy was sculpted like a Greek god.
Yeah. So, built different.
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
What's your last one?
All right. Are you from this area, and have you wanted to stay in this area your whole life, or do you foresee other areas?
So I am from Syracuse, born and raised on the north side. I don't even know, 8 minutes from campus right here, if 8 minutes. And so my family's always been here, grandparents, both sides, my parents. And I was here, and then I went to school at Marywood University in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Moved after graduating to Dunmore, PA, down the road from Marywood, and worked at ESPN there. Then came back here, worked at ESPN, then went down in Orlando, Florida at Kissimmee, worked at ESPN and Disney, and then came back here and started my company after working for another station up here. So I would say that, I'm born and raised here. Yes, I've left. Florida is my second home professionally and personally, and y'all know that. I love the Sunshine State. So hope you're all staying safe, and my best to everybody that's repairing, and God willing, no lives were lost down in the great state of Florida, especially my big shout out to Fort Myers and everybody down there. So, I love the Carolinas, and I do work down there. I love Florida. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I've never been a person that says I gonna stay. Like I know that as I've gotten older, I know that God laughs at your plans. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't stand when somebody told me that when I was like 16. But now at 36, I say exactly what people said to me, which is tell God your plans and he will laugh at you. So if I had married who I wanted to marry, I would have been in trouble. If I had not been open to moving, I would have been in trouble. So I don't think I could have gotten back here to start my company more than 10 years ago if I didn't live in Pennsylvania and Florida. So the only thing I've said I would never do is buy a minivan, and I'm going to stay true to that. But beyond that, I don't pigeonhole myself, so I don't know where I'm going to end up. I do know that there was a concern a few months ago that there was a chance that I was going to leave the area because I had been dating someone at the time. They lived in a different state. We're no longer dating. But I had a couple of the businesses that I work with going, well, "You're not going anywhere, are you?" And I was like, "Wait, you want me to be here?" And they're like, "Well, yeah." And it made me feel good that they were like trying to tell me like stay. And so, I mean, I love Syracuse. I love my hometown. I have the best of both worlds. Florida is my second home. I travel all the time, and I get to be, so I get to be in my hometown and see the world, and I get to do both. So I am very blessed. I'm very thankful to God. I work very hard, and I love where I'm at. So I don't think I would. I'm not going to say I won't think I would change it. I love it here, and I will always take what I built here and keep it. Mm-hmm. But I don't want God to laugh at me, so I won't tell him that I'm definitely whatever. But I do know that I came back here for a reason. I'm happy I did. So my final one for you, Matt. Well, with a last name of Sweet, what are your 3 sweet tooth things you have to have?
Well, believe it or not, I guess I'm more of a savory person, you know. So, I love French fries.
Okay.
That would be my my Lenten give up all the time. Okay. And believe it or not, it was harder because it comes with everything around here.
Yeah, it does.
So my wife would laugh as I'd give up I'd give up fries and have to order broccoli with my burger, you know.
Yeah. What kind of? Do you have a favorite fry place? Are you like a waffle fry Chick-fil-A?
Well, I do. I love my Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But I love a meaty fry. You know, I don't love where you bite in and there's hardly anything there.
So you like a potato?
Yeah, I had a steak fries last night.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah.
I would say secondly, I'm a Diet Dew fan. You know, I really like the ting of soda more than anything. So that's why I've tried to do more of the waters, like the seltzers and stuff more, just because I'm not, ingesting Diet Dew all the time like I did in college. Yeah. And then I just love steak. I mean, steak is amazing. It's just...
Do you have a steak spot?
I don't have a steak spot, but I've been outside the area at a couple places. When we went to Orlando a long time ago, back when I was with Syracuse, we went to the steakhouse down there. It was a la carte. It had the most amazing steak I've ever had in my life. I mean,
yeah. I will tell you that Disney does all their meat right too, and they have they have short rib and whatever, and you just hit it and it just breaks.
Yeah.
And literally, you can cut your steak with a fork. You don't have to cut it with a knife. So yeah, Disney does it well. And I do want to shout out right down the road from Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, because I just went here for my dad's retirement party. Shout out, Pop. 317 Montgomery, their short rib was the closest to Disney I've ever had, which is a massive compliment. So
nice.
Very good. I asked him, because we got different small plates throughout the party. And I said, "How do I get more of this?" He said, "You come back for dinner." So good sale, Joel. Good sale. And I will be. So with that being said, for Matt Sweet of the PTA program, the Physical Therapist Assistant program here at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, for myself, Dan Tortora, and this edition of the Bobcat Buzz. You'll find your Bobcats every single month exclusively here with us on Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse's exclusive multimedia marketing partnership on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. For now, as I always tell you, God bless, no stress, do your best. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate
Thank you.
I'll talk with you soon.
Cafe Kubal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafekubal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Kubal needs. Cafe Kubal, coffee for the soul.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating. Find them at 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York, open Monday through Saturday in-store and all the time online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, you can order all throughout the country at maandpaspopcorn.com. And remember to get your tins, which have in-store half-price refills forever. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, available to you for fundraising and all of your events by calling 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Witty Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5 Camillus, where you will find handcrafted all-natural soy wax candles over 60 cents to freshen up your home. We carry a wide range of locally made items, Salsicuse, Syracuse Salt, and Chocolate Pizza Company, to name a few. Let our knowledgeable staff help choose unique gifts and keepsakes for any occasion. Gifts for family and friends, and maybe a little something for yourself. Witty Wicks Candles and Gift Shop, Township 5 Camillus.
This is a special message from Merritt Brady, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York.
Chick-fil-A for me has always been about the people. I think it starts with the strength and leadership of the Cathy family. It's just amazing to see a family-run business reach the altitude that they have. Second mile service is something that we embodied at my previous business, and the ability to make people feel like they're the only person at your establishment, that you are there to serve them that day and looking for those extra ways to make them happy, to anticipate what they need next is what makes me tick. And I'm going to have so many opportunities at Chick-fil-A to do that. It's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. My favorite application question or interview question when I'm interviewing is when I get to, have you ever eaten at Chick-fil-A? And a smile hits both their ears. You know, they can't even answer the question for a second. And when I see that, it's like, man, that's going to be a great hire. They already get it. They already feel it. They already know that we're different. The Chick-fil-A experience, it's a real thing. And then, of course, just our generosity and community involvement and making a positive impact in the lives of our team members, our guests, and the community in general, I think is really the secret sauce.
Chick-fil-A Watertown on 1290 Arsenal Street in Watertown, New York. Coming to you, fall 2022. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Cafe Kubal studios, hanging out with you where sports meets that thing called life. And Cafe Kubal, a perfect mix to Wake Up Call, right? We wake you up. The coffee wakes you up. We give you the energy, hopefully, positive energy. And Cafe Kubal helping you have that positive energy as well. So make sure you get out to Cafe Kubal today on 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse, inside of their double-decker cafe on 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, and on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in their drive-thru location in North Syracuse. So however you connect with Cafe Kubal, make sure you head out there today and let them know that Wake Up Call sent you. And of course, cafekubal.com is the way to get to them if you're out of state. So you can go to cafekubal.com. That's cafe, Kubal.com. Out of state or different part of the state, Buffalo, Rochester, the Adirondacks, wherever you are, New York City, go to cafekubal.com. Thanks to Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory that are now hiring for all positions on 201 Old 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. They're hiring for students after school as well as part-time and full-time positions Monday through Friday. So make sure you go to the Indeed.com link to Ma and Pa's. I put it up on our social media. It's on our video on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. So check out that Ma and Pa's video of me inside there. And in the description, we have the link to apply for jobs at Ma and Pa's. So make sure you do that. And of course, we'll share it again. We'll share it on our Instagram story today as well. Thanks to Carvel DeWitt for the annoying moment of the week. And apparently I have to thank health insurance companies and allergies for giving me something to be annoyed about. The Lead, Learn, Evolve, ad-lib, and deliver. Thank you to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. Be ready so you don't have to get ready. You never know when opportunity is going to happen and when disaster strikes. So you got to be ready. So make sure you are. The top dog of the week, Andre Cisco, with our one-on-one conversation and his words to Syracuse players and Syracuse fans with an upcoming game against NC State. This week on the line, bowl eligibility, staying undefeated, and moving up the top 25 ranks. So thanks to Andre Cisco from the Jaguars and a Syracuse alum. Thanks to Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding for taking care of our furry-loving friends every single week. Big shout out to them for the top dog of the week. And the Bobcat Buzz, many thanks to Matt Sweet of the PTA program. Takes 2 years or less to get your associate's degree. They have 100% job placement right now that if you take the physical therapist assistant program, they have direct tracks to get you a job out of college. And it doesn't matter how old you are. They have people that are 20 all the way to 60 years old that have been getting into this PTA program. So make sure you call Bryant Stratton today and get yourself involved in the PTA program. And I want to give you that number in case you need it here. So if you'd like to get involved in the PTA program at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, the number to call is 315-472-6603. That's 315-472-6603 for the Syracuse Physical Therapist Assistant. Time Wake Up Call has been on the road to end last week in New York City and start this week in northern Florida. We are back home this week, my birthday week, on October 21st. My birthday is exactly a week from today, which is crazy to believe, but it is, and I'm excited for it. So tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora next week, all week long, including my birthday of October 21st, which is Friday, on youtube.com, facebook.com, mixlr.com, all /Wake Up Call DT, wakeupcalldt.com, and facebook.com/livenowdt. Once the shows go live, you can find us at Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, TuneIn, Podbean, Podvine, Player FM, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. All you got to do is search Wake Up Call DT or Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora or one word Wake Up Call DT on any one of those outlets. Make sure that you go and support the wonderful companies that support us. It is cyclical, so if you like them, hopefully you'll give us a chance. If you give us a chance, hopefully you'll give them a chance. Café Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, and you should. There's great people in all these businesses. They're more than just food, more than just cars, more than just physical therapy, more than, just job opportunities and places to leave off your dogs. They're fans, and more than candles. These are fantastic places with wonderful people. And I am very choosy about who I work with. So many thanks to Café Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Witty Wicks, PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Avicoli's, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Honda City of Liverpool, Chick-fil-A Watertown, Mother's Cupboard, Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, and more, including being the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Lemoyne College Dolphins. It is Fins Up every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. Get in touch with your Dolphins every Wednesday during Dolphin Time at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, every first and third Wednesday of each month, bringing you AD and DT with my one-on-one conversations with Athletics Director Bob Beretta, including our exclusive series on realignment and reclassification, and every second and fourth Wednesday with the Dolphin Dive, featuring student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni. And, of course, my sit-down conversation on reclassification and realignment with the president, Dr. Linda Lemura. So big shout-out to everybody that's been on the broadcast, including our most recent participant that we had here on the broadcast, which is Terrence Chrysler Howard of the Lemoyne men's soccer team, who will be in action for a bunch of games coming up here next Wednesday, October 19th at home, and Saturday, October 22nd in a doubleheader with the women's soccer team starting at 11 a.m. in the morning. So very excited for that. You can find all of our Dolphin content by going to the Lemoyne tab on wakeupcalldt.com, as well as subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. And for more information on the Dolphins, go to lemoynedolphins.com. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the exclusive multimedia marketing partner of your Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse. Always happy being with the Bobcats like we have been today with the PTA program and Matt Sweet. You can check out all of our Bobcat Buzz specials by going to the BSC Syracuse tab on wakeupcalldt.com, as well as going to our YouTube channel and subscribing to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. For more information on your Bobcats, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com. And thank you to all the coaches, student athletes, and administration for having us be able to spotlight you in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership, Bobcat Buzz. With that being said, here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life, from inside the Cafe Football studios, I thank you. I thank Matt Sweet and Andre Cisco again. I thank Carvel DeWitt, Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. Find us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, the Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. And as always, God bless, no stress, do your best. From the Cafe Football studios, decked out in these awesome Witty Wicks candles, these awesome Cuse pillows that you want to get while supplies last, with the dome inside of the 315, Cuse Home Sweet Home, the 315 sign I have over my shoulder here. I love my hometown. I know you do too. Head out to Witty Wicks today, 190 Township Boulevard in Camillus, New York, right in front of Movie Tavern, for all of their autumn beautiful things to put in your home, your office, and beyond, and in your studio. For, of course, all their candles, all their seasonal pieces, all their Halloween things. And for all these beautiful, beautiful smells, I gotta state it more than once because they're awesome and I love having them here inside of the studio. Head out to Witty Wicks today. Show them some love and much appreciation to Aubrey, Cassie, and the entire team at Witty Wicks. I want to thank every single one of you for being out there doing the job that you do, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. So, we'll talk with you all soon. God bless. No stress. Do your best. This is Wake Up Call.